Over the last 3 years, I've analyzed over 100 different marketing funnels, making anywhere between $10,000 a month to $3 million a month. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 2 best funnels that you can run and the 10 lessons that I have learned in these last 2 years so you can implement it if you're a coach, consultant, or course seller. Because if you have a Lambo and a penthouse in your background, you're not going to be able to sell your coaching program as much as you would. And the marketing funnels that used to work are no longer working. Now, every single point that I'm going to share with you today are ones that you can apply right now to your coaching program. So if you're a coach, consultant, or course seller that want to work with me and my team, click that first link below. It's going to be a Calendly that if you qualify, you can book a call. But let's get right into it. The first lesson I want you guys to understand is marketing over everything. You can have the best funnel, but if you have no leads, guess exactly what's going to happen. You are going to make no money, right? You could have the best sales process, but if you have no leads, guess what's going to happen? You are going to make no money. So the thing you have to understand is that leads are the most important thing when it comes to coaching. It doesn't matter what your sales process is. It doesn't matter what funnel you use, whether it's a webinar, a DM funnel, a challenge funnel. If no one is going through at the top, you're not going to make money. And as you can see this funnel right here, right? Let's imagine these awareness things were not here. At the top, it's always leads. After leads, it's funnels. After funnels, it's sales. And after that, it's fulfillment. If no one comes in at the top, you're not going to make money. This right here, funnel can be broken, right? You can maybe just have people DMing you and you will still make some sort of money as long as people are interested. Your sales could be shit. You could have a steady sales process, a show up rate that's terrible or a closer that doesn't close as well. But guess what? Eventually someone will be pre-sold enough to buy. Your fulfillment could be absolutely shit. And obviously at this point, they've already bought, so you've already made money. Marketing is everything, and that's what you need to focus on, right? If you have leads, you can have a terrible sales process. What's gonna happen? Someone's gonna be pre-sold and they are going to buy. If you have leads and you have a shitty fucking funnel or you have no funnel at all, guess what's gonna happen? Someone is still gonna find a way to buy. Worst case scenario, they'll just DM you saying that they're interested, right? So a first lesson that I have learned over the last 3 years is that marketing is everything, and it should be number 2. Followers don't matter how you think they do. A lot of people used to think that, oh, if they have 1 million followers, we're gonna make money, or 1% rule of the amount of followers, but that's not the case anymore. The market is no longer stupid. They understand you're trying to sell them. They're very much aware of actually what is going on, right? If someone has 1 million followers, right? Let's write this down. If they have 1 million followers and they're all being followed because he posted a video about ice cream or he has some sort of ice cream brand, guess exactly what's going to happen if he tries to sell a trading program. He is going to make a whopping $0 fucking dollars. And that is because follower intent is more important than the actual followers that you have. If you're not making money with your profile on Instagram or with the audience that you have, likely what's happening is that the follower intent is very, very low and people are not following you for what you think they may be following. And it's the same exact thing as that if you're making, let's just say, fitness content, but you're only making top of the funnel content talking about exercises, but you're not talking about the actual pains that people are having, you can have 10,000 followers in the fitness space. Yeah, you'll still make money because they're still following you for fitness advice, but you'd make a lot more money if you're following for fitness advice on how to change a specific bottleneck that they are having. The next thing, which is number 3, you must transition into paid eventually. Organic's awesome. It's free. You can just post endless. The barrier of entry is very fucking low. You can just post YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels every single day and make money. I love organic. You love organic. We all love organic. But if you want info to be sustainable, right, guys, so organic is awesome. Like, trust me when I tell you, posting YouTube videos, TikTok, and Instagram, all of that is awesome. But eventually you're going to have to transition into paid ads, whether that be Facebook ads or Google ads. Now, the ones who make a fuck ton of money are the ones who can combine both of these together, right? So understand that at some point, if you want info to be predictable and something you could actually scale to multi 6 figures, you're gonna have to run both paid ads and organic unless you have some sort of crazy personal brand. Lesson number 4 is YouTube over everything. YouTube over TikTok, YouTube over Instagram, YouTube over LinkedIn. And the reason for that is because YouTube is somewhere where people go to specifically watch something. If you want, like, let me ask you guys this question. Like, if you want to go watch something about a specific thing, do you go on TikTok or do you go on YouTube or do you go on Instagram? Likelihood you go on Instagram to actually learn something. So understand that YouTube over everything. And that's going to lead us to our fifth point, which is the 7-11-4 rule, right? The 7-11-4 rule is a marketing framework often attributed to research by Google, suggesting that a customer needs 7 hours of interaction, 11 touch points at 4 separate locations before making a significant purchase. If you want to sell your info product, understand that you need to pump out content. And the hardest one out of all of these, because you can do 11 different touch points by them just watching 11 different times, over a span of a week, someone will see your content enough. But the hardest one is 7 hours of content. And let me ask you, which one is it easier to knock those down? Is it easier on TikTok, where the average post is like 30 seconds to a minute and a half long, or Instagram, where the average post is the same thing? Or is it YouTube, where the average post could be up to like 20 to 30 minutes? Obviously, the answer is YouTube. A little change of scenery. Let's go on to point number 6, which is double down on what's working. I don't know the amount of time I have seen a lot of people figure something out, whether it's a funnel, whether it's a content posting style, whether it's sales reps that are currently working right now, and then they go on and try to change it, guys. If something is working, keep on pushing it until it works. Do not try to change the content. Do not try to change the funnel. Do not try to hire a new setter or hire a new closer unless the volume, has reached the capacity. You need to double down on what's working in info. And the reason why I say that is because info is a very volatile game. There's so many aspects that comes into place before someone needs to buy a coaching offer. There's marketing, there's your setters, there's, your emails, there's your closer, there is your YouTube videos, there's your TikToks, there is contract, there is friction on the call. There's so many different aspects that can cause things to fail. So when something is working, keep running it and keep doing it. Do not change something that is not broken. The next thing I want you guys to understand is that simple funnels work the best. Now, we're in this whole day and age where people are calling a trust recession and all these things, which I think is bullshit. I mean, you just have to get better at things. It's just like any industry that sophisticates itself over a period of time, right? So there's basic funnels, which I'm, gonna quickly go over here before obviously I show you guys the main thing. But there's a VSL funnel. VSL stands for video sales letter. It sends them to an application either on Typeform or through Go High Level, and then if they qualify, they're able to book a call, hop on the call, and you close them. The next one is a webinar funnel. It's a landing page, then to a webinar, where a webinar is one-to-many, where you are a presenter and then they hop on and you teach them a specific skill or like your story on how you got to where you currently are. Leads them to a Typeform application, which it could be either Typeform or it could be Go High Level, which then leads them to a book to call. And the last funnel is Instagram Bio CTA. You've seen a lot of this. A lot of people don't run this at scale just because it's not scalable and you're missing out on a lot of crucial things like getting their information. So IG Bio CTA, which could be like DM me the word e-com, DM me the word fitness, DM me the word one-on-one, right, to your DMs. And then in your DMs, the setter takes over, qualifies the lead, and then books them in for a call. The simplest funnels work the best. Don't try to overcomplicate. If you see someone running a very complex funnel, like a challenge funnel or a flywheel funnel, all these other things, do not try to do the same thing. Chances are they have a lot more experience in coaching and consulting, and that is why they're able to run things like that. So that is lesson number 6. That's ironclad that I have learned over the last couple of years. The next lesson is getting an 80% plus show up rate is easy. It is so fucking easy, guys. For the past 2 years, my agency's show up rate has been 85% for all coaching offers, whether it's fitness, whether it's e-com, whether it's B2B coaching, whether it's home service, whatever it may be, our show up rate has been 80%. Now, close rate does fluctuate and it depends highly on closer and like the market, but your show up rate is very, very consistent if you have the system set up. Now, what's allowed us to have such a high show up rate over a long period of time is because we have one system SOP that we have been running ever since, I would say, November of like 2024. So this. When someone books a call, they get a call reminder about their call. And then they get a 24-hour reminder before their call, a 12-hour reminder before the call, an 8-hour reminder before the call, a 2-hour reminder before the call, a 1-hour reminder before the call, a 15-minute reminder before the call, and then a 10 and a join hour reminder before the call. You might be sitting here saying, Edmund, that's way too many reminders. Don't you think they're going to get bothered? No. Someone who's interested and wants to show up and actually wants to buy your product isn't going to mind this. Now they're just going to ignore it, but the goal isn't even just for them to click it and read it. It's just to keep it top of mind, right? It's just to remind them that something is coming up. It's not even for them to open your email or text message. And by the way, these are emails and text messages that get sent simultaneously. But the next key to all of this is that within every single one of these texts, we're prompting them to go watch a pre-call material. And the pre-call material does three things. And number one, excites them for the call. And number two, lowers pressure, tells them that this is not like a sales call. Obviously, we're going to try to sell them, but to get them on the call, you can't have too much pressure on them. And obviously don't lie. Don't tell them whether or not you're going to sell them. Essentially what you want it to look like is we're going to hop on a call, figure out where you are, figure out if we can help you. And if we can help you, obviously we're going to pitch you. And if it makes sense, you hop on. If it doesn't make sense, then, you take some time to, think about it or whatever, right? And then under this pre-call material, there's FAQ questions that answer the most basic questions in depth. These FAQ questions answers are 1 to 2 minutes long that answers in depth about experience and handles these objections. And it allows your closer to have a high closer. But if you combine the reminders with the pre-call material, you're going to have an 80% plus show up rate, which is relatively easy. Number 8, email marketing does not matter as much as you think. A lot of people think that, I have to have this email SMS set up. I have noticed that if you're making, let's just say $100,000, typically email strictly attributed from emails, like someone clicking an email and then going to buy, you'll maybe generate an extra like $10,000. If you're making less than $50,000, you maybe get one close for like 2 to 4K. Email doesn't directly impact sales, meaning like they'll click on it and go buy. But what it does is it helps nurture. So you need to use email as a nurturing process for your leads, not as a way to actually like sell or do CTAs, if that makes sense. So that's how emails work over a period of time. I know a lot of people think, you should be setting these, email flows, to get people to buy. But no, it's really just to nurture people and give them a lot of information so that they can take that step themselves to buy. Lesson number 9, never sell a guarantee. So what I mean by that is that this is obviously prospect right here. If you sell him a guarantee that no matter what, he can get his money back as long as he buys your course or whatever the case may be, what's going to happen is that he's going to buy, but he's not going to work as much as he needs to actually succeed. And that's because you sold him a guarantee. So he always has that in the back of his pocket to kind of like sit back and relax, all that. Come hell or high waters, if nothing works out, I can get my guarantee back and my money back. Now, you can have a guarantee, but you don't need to sell it in a way to get them committed, if that makes sense. You have to sell a guarantee in a way as it outlines what they can expect on things. So the way that I would sell a guarantee is like, we also have this contract here that really just outlines what to expect from me and what we should be expecting for you. And at the bottom of it, we do have a guarantee in place that obviously if you show up and you do the work, if you don't reach $25,000 within 6 months, you will get your money back. Now, you could either make that a selling point, like if someone gives you a fear objection, you could make that a really, really strong selling point and sell on the guarantee, which you should never do. But a guarantee should be like a back step or like a fallback option that just makes closing the deal a lot easier. And the last lesson that you guys need to understand is marketing over everything. 99% of your issues are going to be fixed with marketing and getting more leads. I see a lot of coaching programs try to fix show up rate, fulfillment, all these things. You have to focus on marketing and getting more calls on your calendar. The more calls, the way I want you guys to understand this is that when it comes to coaching programs, you need to hop on calls, especially for high ticket. You need to hop on calls. If there's no calls, you won't make money. If there is leads, right, you're gonna get calls. Now your show up rate could be good, your sales process could be awesome, or it could be absolutely terrible. But someone will close. Like if you put 100 people in front of your offer, right, one person or two people will minimum will at least close. But if there's no leads and you have the best sales process, if no one is coming through, you're not gonna make money. Or if you have the best funnel, if no one is coming through, you're not gonna make money. So prioritize marketing and leads over everything. 80% of your efforts need to be coming into marketing and acquiring more customers. And if you do that, you're going to be able to scale, exponentially. A problem that you want to have when it comes to coaching is that they have way too many leads, right? That's an issue that a lot of coaches and consultants don't actually have. A lot of them is typically they don't have enough leads. All right, so you want to make this an issue. Now, let's go over to the funnels, guys. Now, these are the two funnels right here that is currently working right now in 2026 that if you are not running, you are losing money, that are the only ways to run coaching programs right now. Number one is a webinar funnel. You've probably guessed it. Webinar funnels just are working really, really well right now. So first thing first, everything obviously starts with a landing page. So we're gonna go over three different landing pages. I'll kind of show you guys how they're set up, and so that you can implement this for yourself for your coaching business. And if you're a coach, consultant, or course seller that wants my systems, either for us to do it for you or to help you with this, there's a link below to a Typeform. At the end, if you qualify, you're going to be able to book a call. So make sure to do that. Now, this is the landing page right here. Almost every single coaching program right now that is doing well incorporates some sort of AI to it, right? AI is a new opportunity that a lot of people are liking right now, whether you're actually using AI or you just use, whether you're actually using a complex AI or you're just using ChatGPT, having that AI there or marketing it with AI is very, very, very profitable. So what you want your headline to be is like what they're going to discover, right? Discover how I use AI to run my e-com store, and discover how you can lose 10 pounds. Discover our AI tool that you can lose 10 pounds within 30 days or whatever the case may be, right? You want it to be something that they discover. The next thing is that you want a date and time. For this client right here, we haven't actually fully set up the landing page, but what would be right here is like a date and time that's big and bolded. Right, so headline, date and time, and then just a form for them to a form for them to put in their information and actually submit to save their spot. And you want all of this to be within the flow. So you see this page right here. When someone lands on the website, they should be able to see the headline, time, and able to book a call. That's essentially what you want on that first page. Now, under that, there's two things that you have to have. Number one is who you are, your story, like how you got there. And then number two, what they exactly learn on the call. So for this client, we have who he is, his story, how he got there. And then at the bottom, exactly how he uses AI for his e-com store, and what people are going to learn on that exact call. The next client right here is Cardinal Mason, which you may or may not know. He's been running webinars for years and years and years. And he's just pretty solid also. So the way he does this is at the top, he has a time, and then he shows you what you're going to discover, obviously with AI, and then claim your seat, and then a big time right here, right? So it's very, very straightforward. And then he also has why you should listen to him. And I think on top of this, he has a little bit of results or exactly what he's going to show you on the call, and then claim your seat. Next thing, here's a day trading offer, same exact format. Time, discover why 2026 creates massive opportunities for new traders and how to start trading. I'm not sure if you could incorporate AI in trading, but I'm sure there's already people who are doing this. But regardless, I'm sure this also worked very, very, very well. And then reserve your spot. And then under that, who he is, and why you should listen to him and what you are going to learn on the class. These are all very, very simple landing pages that anyone can make. They're very, very straightforward and things like that. Now, all of this, guys, is going to lead to a lead magnet. A lead magnet is where you collect leads, right? Information. And the information that you need is their name, email, and phone number. That's all you need. You don't need their zip code. You don't need anything else but name, email, and phone number. A lot of people after this step will have an OTO, which stands for a one-time offer. If you are running paid ads, if you want to liquidate the front end of a little bit of that ad spend, you have that OTO on that front end. But if you don't want to liquidate or you're not running paid ads, then you just have that lead magnet because that could create a little bit of friction. Now, this information is sent to 4 different places, actually 3 places with an option for 4. Number 1 is Go High Level, which is where you're gonna manage all of your leads. Number 2 is simple texting, which is typically what most people use for SMS. When you're running a webinar, the biggest key is getting people to show up. Now, the KPI that you should expect is if you're warming warm traffic, your registration rate should be around 40 to 60%. Your show up rate for your webinar should be around 40%. And these are all good metrics that I'm saying, right? If it's at these percentages, then they're good. If it's lower, then look into it. If it's higher, obviously they're excellent, right? And then you can either use number 1, Webinar Jam or Zoom. A lot of people use Zoom because it's more flexibility with what you could do and send information, and it has higher quality on the actual webinar. But the Webinar Jam has lower quality. I think the highest is like 720 HD or 1080p. But it's very easy to use. Like, it's super straightforward, and a lot of it is like done for you. You know what I mean? So up here, like I said, the registration, if it's a warm audience, 40 to 60% of people should register into the lead magnet. If it's cold audience, I'll say anywhere between 20 to 30% of people should register. And then the information gets sent here, which will manage mainly your show up. The biggest thing that impacts show up rate is really like texting. So you need to make sure you have enough simple texting credits to be able to send as many texts as humanly possible. And your show up rate for the webinar should be a good percentage, is 40%. Anything lower than that, maybe take a look at. But if it's over and under 5, then you're doing pretty well. Then all of this is going to lead to a 90-minute webinar, which is going to tell people a little bit about you, what you are offering, and the next steps that they can take. And then from there, the way most people do it is that they send them to a type form, which qualifies them and answers a couple of questions, and then to a Calendly or Go High Level booking to book a call. And then from there, a closer hops on and closes the deal and makes you money. So that's how a lot of people are making money right now, which are webinar funnels that work really fucking well. And they're really easy to run, and they're very replicable. Now, the next funnel that I want to talk to you about is about some good old VSL funnel. Like, to this day, they still work. The first thing we're going to talk about is landing pages. So when it comes to a landing page, it's the same thing with webinars. It's like, discover how to do something, discover how to do this. This training explains how you went to this one, or how you can do exactly X, Y, and Z, right? So that's kind of what you want to have set up in there. And then the next thing, there's 3 ways of doing this. You can either, number 1, just have a Go High Level form for people to book the call. So if you have a very older audience, you could just have a form. And then under that form, it's just testimonial videos on helping people trust you. Another way people do it is same exact thing, the personal brand goal, or how I built a 10 million brand, and how you can too. It's like, discover how to do something, or let me teach you the best way to do X, Y, and Z. And then from there, under that, he has to click here to apply for coaching. And I believe this sends you to a type form. And then under that, he has testimonials and wins. So I think you could kind of see the pattern, right? Let's go over one more person. This guy, watch this video to learn one of the most profitable skills in 2026. It's like, learn, discover, see how you can do this for your business. That's really what it is. That's how marketing is. And then it's a video. And then under that, he has a type form directly integrated to the website. So you kind of see how it is. It's a video sell, form for application, and then testimonials. Now, the reason why this creator doesn't have testimonials is because in the trading space, or in his specific space, he's very big, to the point that he has so much trust that he doesn't really need to put it on there. He mainly just focuses on actually converting people, because most of the people who hop on this landing page already know, like, and trust him. So he doesn't need to add extra testimonials that could create friction or less conversions. Now, all of these information, obviously, they all have a type form, and they get sent to Go High Level on the back end, which is a CRM that you're going to use to segment leads. And then from there, it's to book a call either on Calendly or on Go High Level. Yeah, on Calendly or on Go High Level. And that is where your closers are going to hop on and close the deal. So these are the 10 marketing lessons that I have learned over the last couple of years that are absolutely ironclad that you need to implement right now. And these are the 2 marketing funnels that are working best right now that you must implement in your coaching program if you actually want to scale in 2026. If you're a coach, consultant, or course seller that wants my team's help on creating this for yourself, either doing it for you or doing it with you, there's a Calendly link, there's a Typeform link below. Click that first link, apply, and if you qualify at the end, you're going to be able to book a call and talk to me and see how I can help you. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.